Hello Gemini, this is going to be your November reading for 2018. This is going to be your general reading. If you're more interested in specific things like love, relationships, career, and health and such, you may want to check out your bonus reading. I have a feeling I'm going to be coming out with those later than usual. So I'll probably make the bonus readings be for November and December at this point. So I apologize for these coming out so late. Things have been rather insane over on my end. I'm not going to bore you with the details. So this month I decided to skip shuffling and picking the cards in front of the camera because I just feel it's a huge waste of time. I most definitely had the Gemini Collective in mind when I shuffled and picked these cards. And so for your basic 11 card Celtic cross spread, I am using the spiral deck, which is an extremely old copy I've had for years. That's why it's so scuffed. And then for your clarifiers, I'm using a new deck this month that I just recently got. Maddie, if you're watching this, I got these cards at your shop. My friend Maddie is a Gemini. She has a gift shop that she sells my art out of. She also has things like tarot decks. So this is called the Wildwood Tarot. It's a cute little deck that I'm going to be using for your clarifiers. And so this reading looks, I wasn't expecting this for you guys. I don't really know why. Maybe because I always, being a Leo, you guys are always the easiest ones for me to channel, along with possibly Sagittarius, just because you guys are the comics of the zodiac and are usually pretty light-hearted or have light energy. Not to say that you're shallow by any means. You guys are quite intelligent and have a lot of amazing feedback for me, specifically in my life. So I don't know what's going on for you. This looks rather intense, but I shall get into it. Hopefully this will make sense. This is for Gemini Sun, Rising, and Moon sign. Obviously, this is a reading for the collective, and so it may not apply for you. It may, and so we shall see. Here's your 11 cards. As your central experience for the month of November, you have the Queen of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards. I just love the Queen of Cups. And your challenge, I don't know why, but for some reason everybody is getting this resonant jerk of the tarot this month. Seems as though the entire human race collective seems to be having to battle demons, whether they are from within or from without or both. It's kind of like a face-off or a finally facing the jerks in life for whatever reasons for November. But this is your challenge, is the 5 of Swords. What is helping you or hindering you? This is what's helping you, is the Sun. At your root of your being, you have the 5 of Cups. Your recent past, you have the 9 of Wands. Lots of people have been getting this card too for some reason this month. It seems like a lot of things are being wrapped up for a lot of people. But that's in your recent past. So, your best possible outcome, very good to see, you have the 3 of Cups. In your near future, and I most definitely had to pick clarifiers to go with this because it's extremely rare for cards to come up upside down in my deck. I don't shuffle them where there's even a possibility any of them will come up upside down. So when they do, it most definitely means something profound. So I picked 2 clarifiers to go with this. You have the 3 of Pentacles upside down as your near future. So we're going to be talking about how you can write this. You right now, this is nice to see, are the 10 of Cups. In your surroundings, you have strength. Your hopes are for the Ace of Swords. And your general outcome is rather interesting. You have Lady Justice, a Major Arcana card. You have 3 Major Arcana cards in here, which are the Sun, Strength, and Justice. You have 2 Leo cards, and this is a Libra card. So let's get into it. For your general vibration that is going on in the month of November, it looks as if you airy Geminis are in your feelings. You may be paying more attention to your emotions than usual, or your emotions are being activated this month, where it's extremely important for you to value your own emotions, acknowledge them, honor them, and see where they come from. And look to how to figure out how to have your emotional needs met, which is what this card is all about. If you happen to have a Cancerian or a Moon person in your life, this person is very prominent this month. I'm not getting anything negative from this. I do have 2 clarifiers to go with it, though. So your clarifiers are first the 2 of Swords, which in this deck is called Injustice, which I think it's really interesting you have justice as your outcome. So just from looking at your general outcome, whatever has been not fair, is it unjust? Unjust. Whatever has been unjust, whatever has not been fair, whatever you have been trying to address, because this injustice is most definitely affecting your emotional body. And you are feeling very sensitive and emotional about this, as if perhaps your own feelings are not being valued by other people, or not acknowledged, or not listened to by other people, or just situations in general. This could be even a legal situation for some of you. You may be involved in some kind of court situation. But if that is the case for some of you, you feel as though your feelings have not been acknowledged or honored, or you have been emotionally treated unfairly. You may also be feeling stuck because of emotions, or you're feeling emotional because of being stuck in a situation that should have been resolved already or dealt with properly, but it hasn't for whatever reasons. And so your other clarifier is the Knight of Pentacles, which in this deck is the Horse. You most definitely need a change. Things have possibly been moving way too slowly for your tastes, and so you're getting more and more impatient and ready to have something different happen. Whether it's to go traveling, go on some kind of a trip that knocks you out of emotional ruts, or some kind of situation that doesn't seem to be moving. You're tired of being patient and you are ready to go. You need some kind of change or something to happen. Normally, the Knight of Stones or Knight of Pentacles is considered the slowest knight, which I really have no clue on why they chose the Horse for this card, because the Horse does not like to be held back, doesn't like to have to go slow. If a horse wants to run fast, they want to run fast. This is reminding me of that saying, hold your horses. It may be saying that even though you really want to move forward and get going, and you're tired of things moving slowly, you still have to hold your horses. But it seems as if holding your horses is just not really working out right now. It may be that you need to go on some kind of a trip, or have something different happen, or to just do something in order to get the energy moving again. Speak your truth. Okay, so what is hindering you, obviously, or what is your challenge? Is you're possibly having to deal with difficult, cruel, selfish, or narcissistic people, or a person or a situation that you feel is not meeting your needs, and not only that, your needs are not being even honored, or are even you feel stomped upon somehow. Like people are just being way too abrasive or almost bullying towards you, where this most definitely is somebody who would not listen to anyone's feelings or even acknowledge their feelings or try to even do anything about their feelings. But your clarifier to go with this is the blasted oak, which in this deck is the Tower. This energy is being brought down by the universe, whether you like it or not. I would imagine that this would be a sigh of relief for you, even though it may be chaotic, is if you have tried your best to get through to this situation or this person about possible injustices and you're tired of things moving slowly or not having your emotional needs met. This is going to crumble and crash, regardless of even if you try to hold on to it for whatever reasons. It is going to crumble. This is no longer going to be able to happen anymore. And so you do need to, and also this may be realizing with a sudden jolt that this person is never going to change, or this situation is never going to change. Instead of trying to make something that is inherently unjust just, you may just need to completely let go of the hope that this will ever get any better with this situation or person, and just fully let go of it and start over with a totally new situation. But in any case, this is difficult for you. This is your challenges. How the heck do you deal with this without being knocked off balance yourself? If for some reason there are some Geminis out there that haven't been taking other people's feelings into consideration, it may even be your own behavior that is coming to a grinding halt. But I'm getting more, it's the other way around. So, what is helping you? Is to enjoy yourself and still be determined to play and have fun with your life, regardless of what kinds of jerks are around you that try to bring you down somehow, or want to bring you down to where they are because they're unhappy. You are determined to be happy no matter what, to enjoy your life, and to not let those types of energies stop you from being yourself. You must express yourself. You cannot be held down. You cannot be controlled. You need to be who you are, and you need to enjoy your life. Come hell or high water. And it's interesting, your clarifier with this is the Knight of Swords, who in this is the Hawk. Now this is apt to have the Hawk for this card. If you choose, it's important for you to go outside in the sunshine, or to just spend more time outdoors. It could be saying that something has become blocked energetically because you're spending too much time in the house or with your normal routines, or you've become stuck in your own emotional ruts, and so you need to get out of the house, or you need to change your routine in some way where you're including new fun hobbies or new fun activities that get you moving, physically moving, like walking, running, swimming, yoga, stretching, anything that gets your chi moving again. And most definitely I'm getting that you need to spend more time outside. And if you do that, that will bring immediate results and messages. You know, if you find yourself in emotional funk and you decide to go for a walk, the birds will be talking to you. You will be given signs. You will notice strange things occur that lead you to believe that you're on the right track, and you see a huge unblocking of energy by doing that, where all of a sudden you see things start to move again. This is reminding me of something that happened to me a couple of months ago. Usually I don't tell stories like this, but I just want to tell it quickly to illustrate what I'm saying. I went through a period in July where I started to become a little too unsteady or unsure about whether or not I was even protected from negativity. Or I was in a weird in-between state. There was a lot of things going on around me with other people that was affecting me, because being empathic is not always easy. And what happened is I went outside to get some fresh air and stand underneath a tree just to have a moment to myself, to breathe deeply and get myself away from the energy that was inside concerning other people. And I had this little squirrel run up a post onto the top of a fence next to me. And he or she started to leap and jump from the top of each board to the next one in a quick, regular squirrel-like fashion. And then once he hit one of the big base posts, he stopped, laid down, and exposed his belly. And he just lay there completely, fully relaxed with his belly exposed. I've never seen a squirrel rest before or even lay down before. He had his belly exposed and he just stared at me solid for about 10 minutes. And then I started to feel uncomfortable in a weird way. And so I slowly moved and turned around and he was gone. And so to me, that was a message. Maybe he was telling me that I needed to relax and feel okay about being vulnerable. Who knows? But something like that, where you break out of your normal routines or you do something outdoors and you will receive direct communications I'm getting from nature spirits, especially from things like birds or insects, any kind of air animals, but it could be anything. And that will lead you to know that you're on the right track, and you need to keep on cultivating those types of moments in your life in order to get through this or to have things start to move again. So at your root, you are most definitely not happy about something. There are some things still standing in the situation where not all is lost, but you most definitely feel disappointed, or there's been some kind of an emotional loss that is throwing you a little bit. And your clarifier to go with that is the Queen of Swords, which in this deck is the Swan. So what I'm getting here is that you are in the process this month in November of fully comprehending the fact that you are really just not happy with the situation, or that this feeling of loss or disappointment is not seeming to go away. It's seeming to linger. And so you're going to have to accept the fact that you really do feel that way, and that something needs to shift or be done about this where you do not continue to feel this way. One thing you can do to help this along is by speaking. It may be for some, you guys are Geminis. I'm sure you've been speaking already this whole time, but you may need to get a little bit firmer in how you're communicating, or you may need to lay down some rules or boundaries for other people verbally in order to feel better about whatever this is. You need to take your power back, and not that your power's been stolen, but rein in more of your personal power and speak your own personal truth about how you actually really feel. It may be time to release something as well that you have outgrown, possibly. In the past, or recent past, It looks as though you have done quite a bit. You have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Nine of Pentacles, two nines together. You have been wrapping up an old cycle that you have been working on this for quite some time now. And this looks really stable to me. This looks as if for some of you, you have built and worked very hard on creating some kind of a community space, not just for yourself, but for other people. Some kind of sanctuary or space or something that brings goodness to the community around you, not just for yourself. This may be working with other people or working with creating new traditions or creating a new stable place where people can be who they are, or people can all feel as if they are being prosperous. But you most definitely have put a lot of effort and work into creating and building up something for yourself where you are physically stable and where you're able to create new traditions for yourself in your life, where you feel connected to the things around you more. You've done quite a bit. Congratulations. This is the end of a cycle, and it's not a bad ending. This is a really good ending. This says you have done a lot, and now you are seeing the results of all of your actions and things you have done and things you have honored. Your best possible outcome is the Three of Cups, which means your best possible outcome is to get the heck out of the house and go have fun. Whether it's with your friends, I'm most definitely getting celebrations. This could be parties, get-togethers, celebrations, councils, festivities, festivals, Thanksgiving, holidays, having fun, going out and having fun. Whatever this energy is that is about to be brought down by the universe has been causing you a great deal of emotional loss or disappointment, and has made you ever so much more aware of how you feel, which is you feel that you have been treated unfairly or that things are just not fair. A great way to break out of it and to get out in order to receive messages and or even just have things move forward is by saying, you know what? Screw the negative energy, screw the jerks, screw whatever that is that I don't feel honored by, and I'm just going to go out and have fun and meet people, make friends, have fun. Do something else that snaps you out of that feeling of disappointment or gets you out of your normal rut. And your two clarifiers with that. And this is what I mean by your old rut. You have the Four of Cups. Here, let me hold it like this. Which in this deck, the Four of Cups is called boredom. And the other card is the Ten of Wands, which is called responsibility. And so you're over being responsible. You're bored with your normal routine. You're bored with everything that you have built up until now because you want something else that is more fulfilling. This is what I mean by you feel as if you've gotten into a rut where you're not feeling inspired. You're not feeling completely even all that happy. I feel as if you are self-made, or you haven't had much help with building your life up. And it looks as if you have done a lot. Congratulations. You have done a lot, and you have manifested a lot, and you've created a lot for yourself. But now that you have this, you're looking around and you're saying, wait a minute, I'm materially set up, or I have what I need, or I've done the work, and now I'm stuck with the responsibilities of upkeeping this situation I've got, but I'm just not emotionally satisfied. I'm not emotionally happy. I don't feel as if my emotional needs are being met. I feel completely bored with this situation. But how to snap yourself out of this where you don't stay in this type of energy of feeling stuck or nothing will ever get better is by getting the heck out of the house or out of your normal routines and just doing something for the sake of having fun and for no other reason than that. Or even to get, I don't know, hypothetically, it could be going on a camping trip with a bunch of your girlfriends or going on a camping trip with your friends in order to spend some fun outdoor activities. And while you're there, your friends will give you some much needed advice or messages, and you may even get these messages from the natural world around you that back you up, or that show you a way that you can move forward where you're no longer stuck in this emotional rut. So, in the future, you have the Three of Pentacles upside down. What I'm getting here is that whatever is making you feel emotionally not satisfied or even listened to or acknowledged is directly influencing your financial situation. Something about your emotional boredom or discontentment with this emotional situation you've got going on is arresting the flow of abundance to be able to come to you in even just your normal routines or your work or talents or skills. It could possibly be saying that before things can grow, something needs to be reevaluated, redone, renovated, or reassessed on how the heck you are doing this. For whatever reasons, you're not having the growth of money or the abundance coming into being as quickly as you would like, because you've most definitely poured enough of your energy into this in order to have money grow from this situation, but you feel as if something is blocked or something's at a standstill or things are just not moving forward as much as you would like with finances, or even your own skills or being acknowledged for your own skills. But you have two clarifiers to go with this, which are number 12, which in this deck is called the Mirror. And this is the Hanged Man card in this deck, but in this deck it's a mermaid holding up the moon. So it could be, you guys, pardon me for saying this, but I have to say it, you may be placing too much blame on the other person or the situation itself without looking at how this is possibly mirroring back to you things that are within you as well. You may not be completely acknowledging the fact that this isn't just something that has stumbled upon you or decided to make your life difficult. This is something that you chose to have in your life in the first place, and there's a certain amount of lessons or things you have been meant to learn from this situation that perhaps you may be placing blame a little bit too much on other people here. I'm not saying that somebody or something in here is most definitely not acting in integrity, is most definitely not honoring your feelings. However, there's something about this that is being mirrored to you. There may be something about this person or this situation that is actually mirroring parts of yourself to you. And it's hard for you to look at. You know, if you notice, the mermaid is holding up the moon, but she's also holding a mirror. And she's not looking at the mirror. She's holding the mirror close to her chest instead. There may be something about this situation that you're just not seeing, or you don't want to see, or you don't want to see differently. But you're going to need to look at this differently. I feel as if this energy is lingering, and it's not going away anytime soon until you can fully face whatever you need to about this situation. And it may not even have anything to do with blame, period. You may not have to blame yourself or anyone else. This is just some random, difficult situation that is in your life for a reason, and it needs to be addressed in the proper manner. So there may be something about this situation you're not seeing clearly, or that you're not facing, and that's the reason why it's temporarily blocking either your talents or your money. It may be that because of this situation, it's drawn you so much into yourself that you don't even feel you have energy to be creative anymore, or to do the creative things that you want to do. But your remedy for this situation is temperance, which in this deck is called balance. Yeah, there it goes. And so again, it has to do with blending, of realizing that no one is completely at fault. No one is completely at blame. There is no one in the situation who has completely clean hands. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know who this reading is for, but for whatever reasons, these things need to be said. And so blend, balance yourself. Look at both sides of any situation. Look at how these situations are connected. Look at possibly your potential role in this situation, or how you have possibly fed this situation without realizing it. There is no black and white with this card. There is no good or bad. It's an intermingling of random things that are happening for a reason, and you need to pay attention to the overall lesson of this. If anything, you're having to put into practice keeping your cool. And even if there are totally imbalanced energies outside of yourself that are trying to knock you off balance, show the universe that you are determined not to be knocked off balance, and you are not going to sink down to any kind of behavior that is being triggered by the situation to a point where you'll feel bad about yourself later on. Don't do it. Come up with some kind of a solution, and if you can't, you need to get rid of this energy out of your life so you're no longer stuck in limbo with this, because it's most definitely affecting your finances now. So right now, you are actually feeling quite blessed. You know, when I look at things like outdoor play, how you've built something solid up for yourself, and you have what you need, and you have great opportunities to play with friends and enjoy yourself. Even if one area of your life is causing you some emotional loss, that should not ever stop you from being happy, or from focusing on the things that do make you happy and the things that are working out. And you are rebuilding your happiness, because right now you are healing. This is the Seven of Pentacles, which in other decks normally is associated with having to wait, but it makes sense that this is healing, because when you're healing from an injury, it takes time, and you can't rush the healing process. It's something that you have to be patient and wait through in order to get better. And so something in you has been hurt through this process, or something that is old in you that is hurt is being reactivated by this process. And so you are actively doing a lot of work on focusing on the blessings that you do have and the things that make you happy, and healing yourself from hurts so that you can even have more blessings, abundance, and happiness pour into your life. In your surroundings, you have strength, so stay strong, and also your surroundings are strong. I feel as though you have built yourself up to a good place where you have what you need, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Whatever you have built up in your life is staying. It may be at a lull or a slow point right now, but that doesn't mean it's going anywhere. You have done a lot of work on yourself, and you've done a lot of work with your creative gifts and talents, where now you can be considered an upstanding, talented, stable person, even for other people as well. But stay strong in yourself concerning your surroundings. If you've got something like this in your surroundings, he looks big and scary and violent and powerful. He's most definitely cruel, but compare him to Lady Strength If Lady Strength can pry open a lion's mouth or close a lion's mouth, surely if she really wanted to, she would rip this guy to shreds. There's no way he would be able to stand up to her at all. He's weak. He's weak because he needs to overpower others in order to feel powerful. She is true power, which is gentle and respectful. And he might think he's all big and bad, but let him face this lion and his lady and see what happens to him then. So in your surroundings, when it comes to your boundaries or your limits or what you will or will not put up with, you have it in you to face this, whatever it is, no problem. And you've built good things up for yourself. And again, your clarifier with that is the Four of Wands, which in this is called celebration. This is directly reminding me of, where is it? The Three of Cups. Have fun. Spend time with the people that you enjoy the company of. Enjoy your life, no matter what. Don't let jerks stop you. And the more like-minded people you hang out with or spend time with or make time for in your busy schedule, it is entirely worth it to have this in your life. And this will bring in more magic, more love, and even a potential for romance in the future by meeting friends of friends or having friends introduce you to people, not in a planned sense, but just through synchronicity. By getting out there more and having fun and doing what you enjoy, you have a much more likelihood of finding not only soulmates in forms of friends, but soulmates in the form of a lover or lovers. That's one thing I'm getting in here. That will totally respect your feelings and your boundaries and your strength, and have respect for you. So your hope is to clearly communicate where you're at and what you see, and to finally decide something, to put an end to something, to begin something. You most definitely have some kind of brilliant idea that you would like to pursue as your hope. But concerning injustice or possible even bullying or cruelty, you can totally face this, deal with this, speak to this, get through to this, make up your mind and say something very clear about where you're at concerning this and what you want. Clearly decide what you want and tell the universe what your intentions are. What do you want? What is your brilliant idea you would like to pursue? You should be focusing on those things. Not that you're not. So your clarifier with that is the Six of Wands, which in this deck is called abundance. And so remember, in the near future, your finances or talents or skills or what you enjoy is being blocked because of something in the situation that you may not be seeing clearly. But if you can find optimism and balance within yourself in order to face whatever you need to face, then this will become unblocked, and you will be able to have true abundance and growth and harmony of action, because you've learned the lesson, or you've said what needed to be said, or decided what needed to be decided, or did what needed to be done. And so your general outcome is justice. So if you have experienced injustice, this is being resolved. This will come to a close. If for some of you, you are involved in some kind of court issue, the decision is coming real soon, either this month or next month, and the decision will be just. Things will be righted. Lady Justice, When she's truly in her power and being completely herself, which is fair, she knows exactly how to handle this guy. And she has the authority and power to set him straight too. So either way, even if there is no bad person in your life, or there is some kind of a difficult situation going on though, where you feel as though things haven't been fair, in which case things are about to become very fair. If you have not faced certain aspects or parts to play in this that you have maybe possibly inadvertently had a role in, you may want to come clean with that with yourself in order to have the best possible outcome. Otherwise, you may have to face it at a later date. But ultimately, I see things being righted and things are about to get better or get settled. And your clarifiers with that is the 5 of Stones, which in this deck is called Endurance. If you look at her, it's a little girl by a fire. There's a storm in the background, and she's near the opening of a cave. For now, she's safe. For now, she has her little fire, even though it's not the greatest of circumstances, and she would most definitely want something better than this. She can endure. She can handle it. She can get through this period. Eventually, that storm is going to stop, and she'll be able to walk back home without being afraid of being struck by lightning. But for now, she's warm enough. She may feel kind of lonely or unprotected in a certain way, but in a certain way she is protected, and she can get through this period. So whatever has been unfair, you have it in you to survive this. This isn't going to hurt you, or this isn't going to be dangerous to that extent for you. You can totally sail through this. You just need to hunker down a little bit and really focus on yourself and focus on what you have to get through this. But you're a survivor. You can survive this, no problem. And if you can just hold out a little bit longer, things are about to get a lot better. And your other card to go with this is the Page of Wands, which in this deck is called the Stoat. I've never even heard of that. It looks like a weasel. I'm assuming maybe stoat is another word for a weasel, or for somebody related in the weasel family. This is interesting. I'm just going to interpret this as this is a weasel. You might need to get a little clever. You may need to keep your mouth shut with certain things in order to hear what you need to hear out of other people's mouths in order to have a better idea of what is happening here. You may need to do some investigating or some digging and pay attention to what others say, or any evidence or information you may receive by people not even being aware of the fact that you're listening. This is, so concerning justice, you may need to get a little bit more information to know how things can be best settled. So you may need to spy. You may need to spy a little bit, but of course, keep your integrity with this. There's nothing wrong with staying quiet and listening, but there is something wrong with meddling. So pay attention. Pay attention to messages. Don't be afraid to be cunning or shapeshifty a little bit so that you can endure, and so injustices will be righted, and you'll be able to make the best decision. But your best possible outcome is to play and have fun and enjoy yourself. So don't forget to do that. That seems very important at this time. So you guys, hopefully that made sense or helped in some way. I love you very much. Sorry these are late, but it's here now, right? So take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.